Hey guys, we have a weekend coming at us that is going to be comprised of some energy that is really trying to help heal our hearts. And this is not just any standard heart healing. This is actually a healing that may be based in some traumas or some wounds that went way back, even potentially to childhood. We also have the moon and Mars making a few different aspects this weekend. So it might be quite a fiery weekend. There might be some strong emotions coming through, but ultimately at the end of the day, you guys, heart healing is the central theme coming through energetically this weekend. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Friday, January 7th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook for the weekend. In this report, I'm going to be talking about the energy of today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday as well. Actually, Saturday is our big day of the weekend. This go round this weekend, Saturday, we're going to be having Venus and the Sun coming into an exact conjunction while the moon is also in a conjunction with Chiron. So this is really the central day where the most healing energy will be present for us, although it really is just a theme carrying through all weekend. So let's get started. Let's talk about the energy for today, Friday. And Friday, today, we are going to be talking about the moon and Mars to start off our report today. Like I said, we have that going on in a few different ways this weekend, but Friday we are opening our day energetically. In the morning we are stepping into this energy, and that is the moon in Pisces coming into a square with Mars in Sagittarius, both mutable signs. Conflict between an internal desire to retreat or possibly withdraw from something and a need to act, likely to potentially get rid of something that we no longer need, to release something from the past that's not serving us, to tie up some type of loose ends, or to address something that we've been putting off that's hindering our forward progress. These might be the kind of themes that come up, what we can expect with this. It's like with the moon in Pisces, we may just want to sort of daydream and envision what we want in our lives and sort of evade reality a little bit, but there may just be these things that are calling us to address, or that we have to sort of finish up or take care of, that are creating some type of conflict or tension or frustrating our forward movement in some type of a way, or just our desire to sort of retreat more and be more in this dreamy, daydreamy state with the moon in the conjunction to Neptune moving towards later in the day, which I'll talk about in a minute, but also just generally with the moon in Pisces. This is a much more dreamy energy, not so much like a high energy action-oriented energy. So when we have the moon in Pisces coming into this square with Mars in Sagittarius, which wants us to really act in accordance with truth and what we believe in and take some initiative in some type of way, it can just create this internalized conflict where we'd rather not, but we need to. And as a result, we're just having a little bit of this struggle going on. And today we have Mars at 18 degrees of Sagittarius, the Sabian symbol of that degree, or that degree described in a picture form, so we can just get a better idea of how this particular energetic frequency resonates and operates. That degree is tiny children in sunbonnets, you guys. So with Mars today at 18 degrees of Sag and the moon in Pisces in square, we should definitely try not to get a hot head regarding any of the conflicts that may arise with this. Just a little advice from the universe via degree placement in the Sabian symbol that is involved with that. An internal desire to evade conflict but not being able to is also a way that this energy could manifest, and there could just be a stronger likelihood to anger today as well with the moon in the conjunction to Mars. Remember, the moon rules our emotions and what's going on inside of us, our internal environment, how we're feeling. And Mars is anger, passion, action, aggression, courage, strength, wanting to act, take action in some type of a way. So with these two conflicting energies going on, it could bring up this internal angst as well. So we just want to try not to have a hot head today, tiny children in sunbonnets, the positioning of Mars. Now, After I said this was the energy that we are opening our day with today. Now, after we go through this initial transit of the moon in Pisces, forming the square to Mars in Sagittarius, the moon will then move on and conjunct Neptune. And so it's almost like whatever conflict may arise earlier in the day, it is likely to be pacified in some type of a way as the day goes on. Now, we also do have Mars in Sagittarius, of course, building into the square with Neptune itself. However, this aspect, this transit is not exact yet. There's still a few degrees off. We'll be dealing with this next week. And the moon coming into the conjunction or the square to Mars, a few degrees off from Neptune, is sort of triggering this pending square that we have as well, which can just generally bring some lower energy and just sort of like this push and pull between our compassion and our empathy and also our ego. And we'll talk more about this aspect next week when it comes exact. But generally, energy that arises from this conflict earlier in the day could be pacified as the day moves on, as the moon moves into the conjunction with Neptune. Energy may be, like I said, a little bit low today, not like our vibration energy like that, but just like physical energy. When there's a square going on between Mars and Neptune, or when we have a moon in a conjunction to Neptune generally can just, it's a spiritual planet. It wants us to like meditate and daydream and like be creative and visualize and stuff like that. It doesn't want us like out running around the block and chopping wood and like being active and like doing active things. So when and Mars rules our energy and our action. So when there's an aspect going on between Neptune and Mars, a lot of times it can bring just a lower physical level of energy. And when we have the moon there as well, this is how we're feeling. This is what we feel like doing. This is our emotions, right? So this could definitely just have us feeling a little bit more low energy today. Because again, it is a more dreamy, meditative, spiritual day. There's very, very tons of spiritual energy going on right now especially when the moon transits Pisces, because of both the presence of Neptune and Jupiter. Both rulers of Pisces, Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces, Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, both in Pisces and moving towards a conjunction with each other. When the moon transits Pisces now, it really does bring up this really strong spiritual, intuitive, emotional connection. And it's really a good way to use this energy to meditate, to connect, to create, to envision. And again, very, very strong manifestation energy going on today on Friday. If you guys watched my video from yesterday, I was talking all about how it's a really powerful manifestation window that we are in right now, being in a Capricorn new moon cycle when the moon has been transiting through Pisces with Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces currently, and the ability that really gives us to sort of imprint our desires and our wishes and our goals onto, the subconscious plane, and then begin to actually tangibly, physically work towards those. And that process, in combination with our faith in the process, is a really good way to jumpstart, to kick off, and to really like ground the manifestation process so that it can transform our reality. You know what I mean? The whole make your dreams into reality vibe has been very strong yesterday and also today as well. Very good for envisioning, making, and beginning to execute plans for the future that will lead to more genuine and authentic fulfillment. Very powerful day, very powerful, energetic for those type of things. And like that's sort of how it is. It's like we kind of are more geared towards doing that. We maybe don't want to be like out here running around, like tying up these loose ends, like doing what we have to do in order so that something else can happen. But it's like we can't do what we really want to do because this is standing in the way, and maybe just bringing up this like internalized conflict today with the moon squaring Mars while moving to conjoin Neptune as well. But like I said, likely to pacify itself as the day goes on. We also, you guys, have Venus combust right now, moving into exact conjunction tomorrow with the sun. Venus Cazimi we will have tomorrow. Like I said, Saturday is our really big energetic day of the weekend. But with Venus retrograde right now and in Capricorn, and also simultaneously hidden in the rays of the sun, love and money might feel a little bit lacking at this point in time, or uncertain right now. There could be some big questions going on in terms of themes of love and money right now. Relationships and financial struggles may be a thing at the moment as well. Although, and I'll talk about this in a little while, with the exact conjunction of Venus and the Sun happening tomorrow, this should definitely help to shed some light on the truth of whatever is currently going on in terms of matters of the heart and the wallet. But this energy is definitely trying to show us what we truly love. Venus retrograde right now as well, what we truly value, what we truly desire, and is removing us from anything out of alignment with that as part of this process. It's all being reconfigured right now, you guys. But in the meantime, if you have been dealing with these issues, it is probably, because we have Venus retrograde in Capricorn and combust hidden in the rays of the sun, and she's also right now in between the sun and Pluto. She's like right in between the light and the darkness. So, and as we move into this energy tomorrow, I feel like some of these issues really maybe begin to be like actually resolved at their core, and I'll talk about the energy of that in a minute. But yeah, that's basically what we have going on for Friday. I also want to talk about the Sabian symbols of a few of the planets for a moment. On Friday, we have the Sun at 18 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is the Union Jack flies from a new British warship. This is talking about uninhibited self-expression, right? And then we have 18 degrees of Cancer, where the Earth is always in a polar opposition to the Sun on Friday, a hen scratching for her chicks. That's another thing that I haven't mentioned yet about what's going on this weekend. There's also a really big symbolic, energetic emphasis and theme on protecting and providing for the young and for future generations. And it kicks off with this Sabian, a hen scratching for her chicks, the position of the Earth on Friday. So it's like uninhibited when you put these 2 degrees together, it's sort of like uninhibited self-expression for the purpose of caring for younger generations in some type of a way. On Friday, there is this definite theme that like here on the ground on Earth, we have on our mind what we can do to help prepare, sustain, nourish, nurture the generations coming after us. And it definitely has something to do with something that we are not afraid to make a proclamation about loud and proud for all to see at this point in time. We also have Mercury on Friday at 7 degrees of Aquarius. A child is seen being born from an eggshell. So this could also be based in some type of brand new idea. Again, the child theme coming up, a brand new child, a child being born from an eggshell. Based in with the Mercury degree, based in some type of radically new idea or way of thinking about things. And then, like I said, we do have Mars at tiny children in sunbonnets today. So definitely we want to watch getting a hot head. I know I've described it that way a few times, but it's just fits with the metaphor of the children in the sunbonnets. And with the moon in square, we do want to keep any anger potentially under control today and just not really let it go to our heads, because it's not that we don't want to stand up for ourselves or assert ourselves. It's not that. It's just that we want to make sure that we are doing it in a way that is not hindering our own progress or sabotaging our own efforts in one way or another. So let's move on now and let's talk about Saturday, the party of the weekend. On Saturday, we have, like I said, the Sun and Venus. They are coming into an exact conjunctions together, and this is happening at 19 degrees of Capricorn. That Sabian symbol is a child of about 5 carrying a huge shopping bag filled with groceries. So I'm going to just leave that there and let you all ponder over that for a few minutes. You will notice the theme of a child coming back up again. And I'm going to talk about the degree placement and the symbolism in a minute when I get into the interpretation of the aspect. We also have the Earth on Saturday at 19 degrees of Cancer, a priest performing a marriage ceremony. And then we have Mars moving to 19 degrees of Sagittarius. He will be here on Saturday and Sunday, and that Sabian symbol is pelicans, menaced by the behavior of men, seek safer areas for bringing up their young. So yet again, this is the 4th Sabian symbol over the past 2 days that is dealing specifically with children and their protection and safety, their nurturance and their proper upbringing. So we have this going on symbolically. Now, we are, like I said, in very much heart healing energy on Saturday, and it's likely to be from early childhood wounds that have been preventing us from recognizing the truth of our value and attracting the true love and abundance that we really deserve in our life. There is a huge emphasis on well-being and protection and healing of children and the inner child this weekend, especially in relation to the balance of value and worth. And this is for a couple of reasons. Now, number one, of course, we have the sun coming into the exact conjunction with Venus on Saturday, and this is just infusing the heart with love. You know, when a planet is within a few degrees of the sun, this is called combust, and a lot of the qualities and characteristics of that planet can be internalized or happening sort of behind the scenes or deepened like internally, or just not on the surface in some type of a way, hidden in some type of a way from like apparent view. But when a planet comes into exact conjunction with the sun, this is when that infusion of light is completely joined with the energy that other planet represents, which in this case, it's Venus representing and ruling matters of the heart and also, matters of abundance as well. And in the conjunction with the sun, this is a grand cosmic infusion of light and love really coming together. And places where we have been damaged or where we have been holding darkness in our heart really being blasted clear and clean through this infusion of divine light that is coming through, this life source, life force energy really infusing with the energy that represents and rules our heart, giving us this really, profound heart cleansing and enlightenment and healing. Simultaneously, though, we also on Saturday have the moon now in Aries, finished transiting Pisces yesterday, now has moved into Aries, coming into a conjunction with Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer teacher archetype, ruling childhood trauma, childhood wounding that sets us off on this hero's journey that is really trying to get us to, figure out, learn about what happened and how we were wounded and how it impacted us and how we can heal it, and then going through that process of healing it and overcoming and transcending our states of victimhood, coming into a state of self-mastery, and then becoming like a guide and a guiding light and a healing light for others who are walking that same path. And over time, this is how humanity collectively clears our trauma and, comes into our self-mastery, self-actualizes. This is a process of self-actualization as well. And it is a very, very profound and integral part of our energetic transcendence right now into the age of Aquarius, the shift of the ages, the energetic and vibrational transference out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, which is based in this frequency that resonates to that self-actualization, to that hero's journey successfully completed, that process of inner alchemization and self-mastery. It's the age of self-knowledge, self-empowerment, self-mastery, and the age of wisdom and information collectively utilized. And as a result, because of this, it's activating destiny, and people are going to be experiencing much greater levels of fulfillment in alignment with their authentic truth. But, back to what we have going on today with the moon coming into the conjunction with Chiron, while we simultaneously have the conjunction going on between the sun and Venus, this is definitely a profound opportunity to heal wounds of the heart that originated in childhood and may have set us on this journey of continuing to attract these painful and traumatic scenarios until we can break ourselves free from it based on our own self-awareness, our realizations, our healing process, and our victory over our personal victimhood. And this is a really powerful window for this healing to occur today. Course, with the moon in the conjunction to Chiron, this could definitely trigger those deep inner wounds. But with Venus retrograde, remember, it's not, Venus is retrograde right now too, which is helping us to really reevaluate our own internal self-worth, our own self-value, our own self-love, and also what we truly love and desire and value externally, and our true relationship to abundance and money based in the relationship of fulfillment and worth that we feel inside of us. This is trying to help us take back our power from the places where we have been surrendering it out of a feeling of lack inside of us. So deep inner wounds with the moon and Chiron could definitely be triggered today, but with the sun and Venus in that exact conjunction, this is a heart healing that is being triggered as well. Okay, it's both ways. It's like it could be potentially bringing up these issues, but it's for the purpose of them being able to be healed in this light and love energy that's coming through. We should work to release and overcome traumas today from the past, especially, deep childhood wounds specifically, and open our hearts to the love and the light of God and the universe that are really moving in today to fill the spaces that are left once we release and let go of that pain that we've been holding on to. So really powerful day, you guys, on Saturday for releasing, understanding, letting go of the pain from the past that we've been holding on to, that we've been carrying. A child of about 5 carrying a huge shopping bag of groceries so that we can have it refilled with a cleansed and purified heart space that universe is trying to do for us today. We are letting go of the burdens of the past that we've been carrying to sustain ourselves, that degree. A child of about 5 carrying a huge shopping bag filled with groceries. We don't need them anymore. And we are allowing the divine healing of love and light to fill the space where the pain and trauma were, like I just said. A very powerful day for healing our heart and overcoming limitations coming to us on Saturday this weekend. So something to be aware of, It's like Friday plays into Saturday. It's like Friday, we may be experiencing these uncertainties in these relationships and with our financial situations, with our self-worth, like not really knowing, not really feeling secure, confident about anything. But by the time we get to Saturday, we really should be just having some type of profound heart-centered healing going on in relation to things potentially from the far back past that we've been carrying with us that have been keeping us from aligning with that truth of the value that we really hold inside of us, and therefore attracting that same vibration externally and experiencing it in our relationships, partnerships, financial situations, and our circumstances in our lives as well. Now let's move on, you guys. Let's talk about Sunday. We have made it to Sunday, January 9th. This is a pretty powerful day as well, mostly because of the positions of the moon and Mars. A very fiery day, very active day that we have going on Sunday. Like, honestly, it's like whatever healing that we encountered on Saturday, on Sunday, it's sort of like we are really riled up about it and in our power and saying no to some things. So on Sunday, we have the moon still in Aries. Remember, the moon was in Aries on Saturday, conjuncting Chiron, who's at 9 degrees of Aries. But on Sunday, the moon is much further along in Aries. The moon is coming to 21 degrees of Aries, actually, specifically, and that degree happens to be the Aries point. And if you are a regular on my channel and you follow my work, you know that I often talk about the Aries point when it is being activated, because it is the degree in the zodiac that is really about, it's like the ultimate in the break the chains energy: freedom for the sake of freedom, liberation for the sake of liberation, truth for the sake of truth, and not too much concern or care for what gets shooken up in the process of that liberation. It just is what it is. And the Sabian symbol of the degree of the Aries point, which is located at 21 degrees of Aries, is a boxer entering the ring. So that kind of tells you what you need to know about it. But anyways, we have the moon on Sunday coming into a conjunction with the Aries point, simultaneously coming into a square with the sun and Venus, who are within range of square of the Aries point as well, simultaneously coming into a trine with Mars and Sagittarius, who is also within range of the Aries point. So this is a lot of very fiery energy that is very motivated to break us free from anything that is interfering with that heart healing that we just experienced on Saturday. A very fiery energy. Definitely the potential of conflicts and breakups, tension in relationships again. That's back on Sunday, but it's for different reasons than we may have been experiencing it on Friday. It's because of a healed and stronger sense of self-empowerment and self-mastery and the ability to stand up for ourselves that may be contributing to this energy on Sunday. There is a determination to free ourselves from what is not good for us and the things that we care for as well. Remember all of these Sabian symbols in effect about the children. We still have Mars at 19 degrees of Sagittarius on Sunday. Pelicans, disturbed by the behavior of men, seek safer areas for bringing up their young. Still in effect, and Mars is very active at that degree in the trine to Mars at the Aries, or to the moon at the Aries point in Aries, remember, ruled by Mars. Again, Mars, or the moon being in Aries, is specifically speaking to Mars, as Mars is the ruler of Aries, and then also forming a trine. Very Mars-oriented day, very, I've said this several times, but it's just a passionate, fiery day where we are ready to throw off whatever is binding us to something out of alignment with this new recognition of our inner value and the healing in the heart space that occurred on Saturday over the weekend. The moon in Aries generally, I mean, this is a fiery, courageous, action-taking, action-oriented energy, and in the conjunction to the Aries point, we are ready to fight for freedom and fight for what is ours and to fight for what we believe in. A determination to break free from anything that is not right. We also have the moon at that Aries point degree in Aries going to be forming a square to both the Sun and Venus retrograde in Capricorn. And after the conjunction they made yesterday, like I was saying, it's like whatever clarity or healing we received yesterday has given us the strength to sort of say like, F it today, and to stand up for ourselves and to stand in our power and to really assert ourselves in alignment with the value that we have recognized that we truly hold inside of us and the power that that gives us to speak and to stand in our truth. There could also be a definite resistance going on Sunday, all weekend, really specifically Sunday though, to rules and authority for sure, with the moon in Aries wanting to break free from anything that is out of alignment with integrity or truth or, balance or just generally what is right. And the square or the conjunction between Venus and the Sun happening in Capricorn, the sign that rules authority figures and bosses and leaders and governments and establishments and people in charge generally, also father figures and stuff like that. There could definitely be this strong resistance to break free from any type of rules or limitation or authority that we feel is out of alignment with integrity, and that is just not doing what is right generally. And then, like I said, the third part of this aspect is a three-part aspect: moon conjuncting the Aries point, moon in square to Venus and Sun, and also moon in trine to Mars. Moon in trine to Mars, moon in Aries and trine to Mars. This is very passionate energy, you guys, very courageous, very motivated, very inspired, very action-oriented energy. And with it being the trine though, actions that we actually take now to liberate ourselves from something that are out of alignment with this new recognition of the value and the healing that's taken place are likely to pay off in helping us to gain the truth and freedom that we seek today with that Aries point being activated. This is a positive and supportive and facilitating aspect, aligning, and it's our emotions. This is a very aligning our passions with our action today can really be beneficial in terms of freeing us in some type of a way to align with the truth of our value, our heart, and then, go through this creative process of manifesting the reality that we truly deserve in alignment with our potential and our authentic fulfillment that can come as a result of that. So, it really is like at the end of the day this weekend, sort of like everything is, we're in this Capricorn cycle that is about really wanting to put the pedal to the metal and get us to start manifesting and making things happen, building structures, forming things, laying foundations, setting goals, making plans, and beginning to act on them, especially in alignment with what can truly bring us a greater sense of liberation and fulfillment to do what we authentically love and are passionate about and are good at. And, then we have this energy coming in that is really trying to liberate and to free our heart and to simultaneously really inspire us to follow our passions. And, with the moon in trine to Mars, it's saying that this inspiration and acting in alignment with what we're passionate about is likely to be beneficial in helping us to break ourselves free so that we can start to form these new foundations and really start to manifest our highest visions and ideals for ourselves as well, with all of this Pisces energy going on simultaneously. So a lot of energy helping us to heal, overcome, and align with the truth of our heart and to free ourselves this weekend. That's ultimately the name of the game, but definitely healing for sure, a major theme this weekend, and healing in regards to the heart space, and healing in regards to a damaged heart space that may have resulted from things that happened way far back in childhood, that it is our hero's journey to master and overcome now so that we can transform ourselves into our highest and our best and receive in alignment with that going forward. So that is what I have energetically, you guys, today for the astrology, for the report. I did not do tarot cards for the weekend because I did not think that I would have enough time to go through it and explain them properly, but the tarot will be back on Monday. I do have enough time though to draw us a synchronicity card, you guys. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that and shuffle and see what card comes out of the deck for us today. These synchronicity cards are wonderful cards. I love them. They are by Jana Shellman, and they are messages from God that are just meant to guide us along our path, give us a little bit of inspiration or some additional guidance that we need that can help us navigate and maneuver the energetics better at this point in time. So let's shuffle, and see what card comes out, what message God wants to give us today in terms of the energy, what we need to hear and know this weekend. Oh, here we go. It flipped out. This was definitely the one that wanted to come, and it says obstructions removed. Beautiful. This is, before I read it, I'm immediately interpreting this as obstructions of the heart, because we are in a profound heart healing energy this weekend, actually. It says, rest in me, I have gone ahead and removed every stone. God has gone before you and removed every obstacle. Any obstacle you now perceive is a product of your own imagination. Let go and let God lead you. There is no wrong action. There is only right action. Follow the leads which come to you. And again, the end of this is in alignment with especially the energetics for Sunday, with the moon coming into that trine with Mars, talking about this action that is being driven by passion happening on Sunday over this weekend, leading to a productive outcome, that is beneficial for us in some type of a way. And it says there is no wrong action. There is only